So I got a question about testing for even and odd symmetry. And so the first step is to take the function and evaluate it at negative x. And then depending on what happens, that will tell you if it's even, odd, or neither. So for an even function, which this one is going to be, and that is because this is an even power, and so is that if we write it as x to the 0. But when we put a negative x into an even function, we should get out the exact same function we started with. So let me show you that one right here. So f of negative x would be negative x common quantity squared plus 4. And then when I square that, I get x squared plus 4 again. And so I'll get rid of that little x to the 0 so it's not confusing. So if you notice, f of x, x squared plus 4, f of negative x, still x squared plus 4. So that makes that one even. And what we'll see as we get into the graphing, this would be shifted up 4 units. That's going to end up being functions that are symmetric about the y-axis. In other words, if I folded them over the y-axis, they would sit right on top of themselves. This next one, so if we do f of negative x here, we would have 1 over negative x plus 4 and then negative x. So that is f of negative x equals, let's see, negative 1 over x minus 4x. So f of negative x equals the negative of f of x. That is the same thing. Let me change colors here real quick. There we go. So this is the same thing as take the original and multiply it by like a negative 1. So if you think of multiplying this by negative 1, that would be negative 1 over x minus 4x. And that's exactly what we have down here. So in this case, when I evaluated at the negative, I came out with the exact opposite function, or like if the function were multiplied by negative 1. And so this one would be odd. And then if it does some combination of those two things, then that's going to make it a neither. And that's this one. So if we go f of negative x, this first term is opposite, but the second term doesn't change, so it's mixed signs. And that's actually because this is odd and this is even, so we have a piece of each. And so we're getting a neither right there. Hopefully that helps.